back, and hundreds of thousands of KCP candidates are preparing to join Form 1 in January, having survived the rigors of primary school. Many other pupils, though, continue to struggle against almost insurmountable odds. KTN's Peter Akaba now with an inside look at a school in the Kakuma Refugee camp that has the highest student population in all of Africa.
As the sun rises in the east over the far reaches of the Pelekech and Nangola Echom Hills in Turkana West Sub-County, it rises with the hopes of an entire melting point of African ethnicities and nationalities in the Kakuma Refugee camp. 18 kilometers away from Kakuma town in the newest part of the camp is the Kalobaye Refugee Settlement. Here the sun rises with the hopes of a better future for thousands upon thousands of youth and children who are bearing the brunt of displacement and conflict in neighboring countries, and at the same time having to cope with the rigors of school and attaining an education. Every day thousands stream from different parts of the camp and make a beeline for the one place that has become a beacon of hope for a better future here, Kalobaye Primary School. When we arrived at the school early in the morning, eager to see if the numbers that we had heard so much about would exceed our expectations, we were in for a shock. Starting at about 6:30 a.m., the pupils, some as young as 5 and some as old as 30 years, started streaming in from every conceivable direction. It is barely 7 o'clock and the kids are thronging in from literally every direction. We've been filming for 10 minutes and they keep coming in their thousands upon thousands into the only educational institution within this area, that is the Kalobaye Refugee Settlement area. This is Kalobaye Primary School. While some run, still others stroll. They whip up the dust with their feet as they dash into the school in their multitudes and keep doing so in an unending stream of youthful humanity for the next 25 minutes. Nick Lomurkai is the principal at this primary school. He is charged with the responsibility of looking after the welfare of the pupils. He says managing the huge numbers here is no easy task.
I was posted here last year in July when this school was first launched. Because the first launch of this school was done last year in July 15th. And by that time, we were living on the other side where we have the semi-permanent structures. And in fact, by that time, we had a very low population of around 1,064 children by that time. That was around 15. But then it went like that, reaching the end of the year, we had over 3,000 children, around 38, 70 something by then. Then coming this year when we opened, actually the enrollment shot high. It really shot high to what we have right now.
You will be forgiven for thinking that this was a political campaign rally for pupils. But no, this is what a primary school assembly ground crammed with over 10,000 learners looks like. There are no microphones here, and for teachers, mastering the loud voice to shout to every corner of the assembly ground and to be heard becomes a very key skill.
Good morning again, just wave to me. Over there, hey, this side, you are not waving.
We have 32 teachers. Initially they were 35, but then some have gone away. So the ones we have are only 32. Which of course are not even a half. They are not even a fraction of the number of teachers we are supposed to have here. So that's another problem in that if you look at the school, we have got 37 streams, that's of classes. That's only primary. While ECD, we have 6 streams by then. So, but each and every day population is rising.
Theirs is definitely no easy job, as at one point earlier in the year, The school population here hit nearly 11,000 pupils. This has, however, since changed, and we are told that other schools have now been put up in the camp to relieve the pressure here. The schools are run by an NGO, the Lutheran World Federation, or LWF. LWF is the longest-serving and biggest implementing partner for the United Nations High Commission for Refugees in Kakuma. The organization is headquartered in Kakuma and provides humanitarian services including education to the thousands of refugees in the Kakuma camps and the recently established Kaloboye refugee settlement area. Heidi Ayuma is the education program coordinator at LWF. She is the welfare officer in charge that ensures the smooth running of not just this one school, but also several others spread across the refugee camp and the Kaloboye settlement. Collins Onyango is sub-program manager at LWF in Kakuma.
We are talking about over 80,000 learners in the various schools that we are supporting in the camp. And we have very few classrooms, we have very few teachers, to the extent that on average 140 learners are sharing a classroom. Well, to us, this is a serious challenge and a compromise to the standards that we require to meet. But on the other hand, we are looking at people who have come from so far away, who are in dire need of education, and we need to see whether access becomes a priority over quality.
Objective is to make